Aberdeen, Maryland. Aberdeen is a city located in Harford County, Maryland, 26 miles northeast of Baltimore. The population was 14,959 at the 2010 United States Census. Aberdeen is the largest municipality in Harford County. Aberdeen is part of the Baltimore-Towson Metropolitan Statistical Area, which is the 20th largest United States metropolitan area. The nearest city to Aberdeen is Havre de Grace, Maryland, 4.8 miles to the northeast. Aberdeen was named after Aberdeen, Scotland, by immigrating Scots. The James B. Baker House, Chestnut Ridge, Griffith House, Poplar Hill, Sophia's Dairy, and Swansbury are listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Aberdeen began as a farming community in 1720, when Charles Calvert, the 5th Lord Baltimore, granted 1,140 acres of fertile land to Edward Hall. Located on the western edge of the Chesapeake on the main road between Alexandria and Philadelphia called the Old Post Road, the village at Hall's Crossroad remained small until the Philadelphia, Wilmington and Baltimore Railroad scouted the area for a watering station in 1835. One of the railroad company's engineers was Edmund Rogers, who saw the great potential in the place for development. The village of Aberdeen was a development by Edmund Rogers around 1800. The name originated from its mother city, Aberdeen, Scotland, as a result of the close relationship the Rogers family of Baltimore had with their cousin, the Earl of Aberdeen, who became Prime Minister of Great Britain in 1852. The area now known as Aberdeen is a cluster of 3 communities. In 1892, Aberdeen was incorporated as a town, under Chapter 136 of the Acts of 1892. Upon incorporation as a town, Aberdeen government was led by a Board of Commissioners. In 1992, the town of Aberdeen revised the charter and became the City of Aberdeen with an elected mayor. The first mayor of the City of Aberdeen was Ruth Elliott. The second mayor was Doug Wilson, and Fred Simmons was elected mayor in 2005. Michael Bennett served as mayor from 2007 to 2015. In 2015, Patrick McGrady was elected mayor of Aberdeen and is currently serving a 4-year term. In 1992, the 100th anniversary year of Aberdeen becoming a town, Aberdeen incorporated as the city it is today. According to the United States Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 6.81 square miles, of which 6.80 square miles is land and 0.01 square miles is water. The climate in this area is characterized by hot, humid summers and generally mild to cool winters. According to the Köppen climate classification system, Aberdeen has a humid subtropical climate, abbreviated CFA on climate maps. The B&O Aberdeen Station is a historic train station in downtown Aberdeen. It was designed by Frank Furness and built in 1885 by the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad. The Historical Society of Harford County is currently in search of funding to save the station from being demolished. Ripken Stadium is home of the Aberdeen Ironbirds and located at Maryland Route 22. Aberdeen Festival Park is located in the heart of downtown on North Park Street in Aberdeen. It is home to many city events such as the Aberdeen Farmers Market. It has an outside field, a playground and is home to the APG Memorial. As of the census of 2000, there were 13,842 people, 5,475 households, and 3,712 families residing in the city. The population density was 2,166.2 people per square mile. There were 5,894 housing units at an average density of 922.4 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 64.90% white, 27.38% African American, 0.25% Native American, 2.48% Asian, 0.09% Pacific Islander, 1.42% from other races, and 3.47% from 2 or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 3.45% of the population. There were 5,475 households, out of which 32.4% had children under the age of 18 living with him, 44.8% were married couples living together, 17.2% had a female householder with no husband present, and 32.2% were non-families. 26.8% of all households were made up of individuals and 10.7% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.51 and the average family size was 3.02. In the city, The population was spread out with 26.4% under the age of 18, 8.7% from 18 to 24, 28.6% from 25 to 44, 23.7% from 45 to 64, and 12.7% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 37 years. For every 100 females, there were 90.6 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 85.8 males. The median income for a household in the city was $39,190, and the median income for a family was $48,357. Males had a median income of $32,783 versus $26,025 for females. The per capita income for the city was $18,940. About 9.0% of families and 11.9% of the population were below the poverty line, including 15.9% of those under age 18 and 11.1% of those age 65 or over. As of the census of 2010, there were 14,959 people, 5,801 households, and 3,897 families residing in the city. The population density was 2,199.9 inhabitants per square mile. There were 6,191 housing units at an average density of 910.4 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 58.9% white, 30.5% African American, 0.4% Native American, 2.9% Asian, 0.3% Pacific Islander, 1.6% from other races, and 5.3% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 5.4% of the population. There were 5,801 households, of which 34.3% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 43.5% were married couples living together, 18.3% had a female householder with no husband present, 5.4% had a male householder with no wife present, and 32.8% were non-families. 26.7% of all households were made up of individuals and 10.8% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.57 and the average family size was 3.09. The median age in the city was 38 years. 24.7% of residents were under the age of 18, 9.2% were between the ages of 18 and 24, 24.9% were from 25 to 44, 28.6% were from 45 to 64, and 12.6% were 65 years of age or older. The gender makeup of the city was 47.8% male and 52.2% female. The city of Aberdeen is located on the old Philadelphia, Wilmington and Baltimore Railroad, which is now operated by CSX. The new Aberdeen station is located on Amtrak's Northeast Corridor. Main line is served by Amtrak Northeast Regional, Maryland Area Regional Commuter Penn Line trains and local buses. Located just south of the East Coast Greenway, the city has access to a walking and biking trail network linking the major cities along the U.S. East Coast. The city of Aberdeen is part of the Hartford Transit Link public bus system. Routes 1, 2, 3 and 5 connect Aberdeen with Havre de Grace, Bel Air, Edgewood, Joppatown, and Perryville. Route 4 is the Aberdeen Circulator, which services the different neighborhoods within the city of Aberdeen. Since its incorporation as a city, Aberdeen has had a council-manager form of government. The mayor and council are elected to 4-year terms in November, with terms beginning in November. The mayor and council define policy and appoint the city manager, who may be dismissed at any time, by vote of the council. The city manager, with the approval of the council, appoints all officers and department heads who may be dismissed for cause by action of the city manager. The current council members were elected by voters to 4-year terms beginning in November 2011. Their terms expire in 2015. Randy Robertson, July 1, 2016. Current. Douglas R. Miller, City Manager 2007 to 2015. Council District T. State Senate, District 34A. House of Delegates, District 34A. U.S. Senate. U.S. House of Representatives, 2nd Congressional District. Aberdeen is home to the U.S. Army's Aberdeen Proving Ground. The Proving Ground was established by Act of Congress and came into operation in January 1918. APG is headquarters of the United States Army Test and Evaluation Command. The Proving Ground occupies more than 72,500 acres in Harford County. More than 7,500 civilians and 5,000 military personnel work at APG. Cal Ripken Jr. and brother Billy are owners of the Aberdeen Ironbirds minor league baseball team, which plays at Ripken Stadium. Aberdeen's local radio station is WAMD, broadcasting at 970 on the AM dial. Local newspaper coverage is provided by Harford County publications The Aegis and The Record. Electronic media covering Aberdeen issues is Aberdeen Patch and the Dagger Press. Aberdeen is served by Baltimore television stations.